What's up, fams? You are tuned in to the Late Night Channel Eps. I'm your host, EEPMON, Eps069. And tomorrow is my birthday. Yeah, you know it. You know it. That being said, though, folks, I don't really make a big spectacle out of my birthday. Instead, what I do is that I reflect upon the year that has transpired from July 22nd, 2023 to July 22nd, 2024. First things first, I think about how grateful I am to be living, breathing, having I like to think, a healthy mind, healthy body. As we're getting older, we need to increasingly take care of ourselves. We gotta respect ourselves, making sure that we are eating healthy, getting plenty of exercise. Today I did an epic run today just to close off the year, or the birth year. And also I think about, of course, this artist brain does not shut off. I reflect upon the projects and the opportunities that I had worked on. So for the first time for this late night channel Eves, I would like to share the things that I have done. By no means is a way to flex or anything like that. It's something for me to bring closure for the year. And I thought that, hey, why not? I could do an episode about this. So shall we? Let's take a look. Let's go to the main stage and share the web of EEPMON.com. Let's dive right into it. I've updated the website just recently. But to start things off, July 22nd, 2023 had me at San Diego Comic-Con to launch with NR City Universe. I was there in the booth. I was one of the artists contributing to this new startup franchise. And I was responsible for, of course, this is the classic EEPMON mecha design, taking their logo and creating a special artwork for the back cover of their comic book. And I did a whole lot of things, like the social media graphics. I worked on their actual swag lanyards, rubber wristbands. It was great. It was a great event because I got to meet a lot of stars that I looked up to. Vince DiCola, for example. I'll show you Vince DiCola. He was the original music producer for Transformers the movie, like the animated movie, and that was amazing. I have original record and he signed it. This is Marcus. He's the guy who spearheads, who's like the one responsible for the whole NR City universe story. And yeah, I'm just signing the artwork. Again, so we're doing a sign, and I was behind these great, these giants, like Isaac Singleton Jr. He was the voice of Thanos in the Marvel animated series, and right of me is Nathan Jones, who acted in Troy, and of course Mad Max Fury Road. So yeah, if you remember in Fury Road, this was the arch villain, main villain, is like son. He's like, I have a baby brother. That's him. That's awesome. So he's also part of these two are also part of the NR City universe. So that was it was a fun event. I did a lot of work for them. Like I took a lot of their, it wasn't just me doing illustrations. It was other accomplished and well-respected illustrators in the comic scene and in the illustration scene. And I was really sort of like the designer to really put these amazing illustrations into card-like graphics, which they would produce. So I was an artist, I was a designer, I was a brand creator, I was a collaborator. It was really cool. It was Vince DiCola. I still have the record signed to Transformer. That was so epic. So that was my July 22nd, because that was NR City Universe Comic-Con in San Diego Comic-Con. It was between July 1st to July 24th, I believe. So that was a great way to kick off my birthday. And then let's take a look at the Ottawa Art Gallery and Jackson Cafe launch of my two murals in 2023. And I think what was this? This was in September 7th. There it is, September 7th. Yeah, 2023. Um, so I had the opportunity to create these two murals. They're referencing some of my two existing pieces, so they're not new. And we felt that it would be a great fit for the decor of this space. And this space, the Jackson Cafe, is operated by Le Germain Hotels. So it was again, this venue is fantastic. Ottawa Art Gallery is housed right next to Le Germain Hotels. There's residential units on top of the Germain Hotels, and then there's the Ottawa University students that come by. It is a great hub of so many, like, this just so many people coming in and looking at the art. There's Leslie Weir of she's the librarian and archivist of Canada. I gotta catch up with her, but she's always like, we're always hanging out. We're always doing this. We always got to get photos together where we're hanging out. She's awesome. She's really great. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. There's Jack. There's Alex Bazak, the CEO of the Ottawa Art Gallery. Oh, what happened there? Why does it do that? Seriously, I have to look at my code again. It's so strange why it does that. Here we go. Excuse me. Oh, there's a family photo. Yeah, just reflecting back. Oh, and there's Sophie Trudeau and Ella Grace Margaret Trudeau. They came stop by at the event too. Like, that's awesome. This is what happens when you live in Ottawa, folks. You just don't know who will drop by. Like I said, when you're in Ottawa, you are right next to your arm's length with the federal government and the politicians and everyone, the embassies. So it's a very interesting like city, right? So yeah, it's me speaking, courtesy of Ming Wu. He's a Ottawa resident photographer. So thank you for that. And then we commence. Let's look at the next one. Next one is already the Team Canada trade mission to Japan. On October, I went to Japan as part of Team Canada, and Minister Ng was spearheading and leading this 200 plus Canadian delegation of SMEs across all sectors. So not just in the creative industries, but we're talking life sciences, we're talking about food and agriculture, minerals, food, you name it, all across the board. For the first time, creative industries, which is spearheaded originally from Canadian Heritage, the Department of Canadian Heritage, collaborated with the Trade Commissioner Canada, Global Affairs Canada, to be a joint participant to this bigger delegation. And I thought it was very successful. I had a great time. So this was in Tokyo, or was this in Osaka? We first had our thing in Osaka, our delegation, and then we completed our delegation in Tokyo. But here, the left, Ambassador to Japan and Special Envoy to the Indo-Pacific, Ian G. McKay. And the right, this is Vivian Doyon, and she is part of Canadian Heritage. Again, this is so strange why my website does that. And we were on the same delegation back when Creative Industries was launched. The inaugural launch was in China. It was for the China delegation. So yeah, it's great to reconnect with everyone. Of course, this is the Honorable Perrin Beatty, President and CEO of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. He was then the CEO of the CBC back then. It's pretty cool. So this is amazing, amazing people that I'm meeting in this world. It's quite fascinating and pretty cool. And during the delegation, what goes on is that this is sort of like one example of what happens. Like we do, it's like a matchmaking. It's like speed dating. We would be matched based on our profiles with Japanese counterparts. In this case, the meeting that's taking place at that time it was a really big animation studio in Japan. So it was a fantastic. I had a great experience. My itinerary was full, And I was actually quite surprisingly pleased that the type of meetings I had, these are night meetings that I know of these brands, I know of these agencies, and I can tell you for sure I would never had gotten these opportunities had it not been being part of this trade delegation. So we're looking all serious here, right? We're just right, and the lady on the left of me, she was my interpreter. So a lot of things in Japanese, we would translate to English and vice versa. It was great. It was a great time. This is the Canadian Embassy in Tokyo, and I visit the embassy quite often. And every time I go, I always have to get a photo between the two flags, man. You know, Japan and Canada has a long standing relationship, friendship. So yeah, gotta represent. You know what I'm saying? You gotta represent. You know, this is the view from my hotels. Two of my hotels. One's Tokyo Skytree and Tokyo Tower, the classic iconic Tokyo Tower. And again, I don't know why it does that, but anyway. So yeah, that was fun. Oh, there's Mr. Ing doing a selfie, Mr. Ing. Yeah, the Prince. Yeah, this was one of the hotels. Like, you know, I mean, I just love it. You know, look at this. It's just so sophisticated. I just love the coffee there. Uh, but anyway, you can go to my website and view more of my stuff. But I'm gonna keep on going. Um, and then, you know, let's go on 2023. During my time in Japan, I wasn't able to attend, but I won the Alumni of Distinction Award from Algonquin College, uh, under the Creative Arts and Design category. And I'm very, very honored to receive this award. And I apologize again that I couldn't make it because I was during that delegation. But we did do a Zoom call, and it was successful. There was quite a delay, but we made it happen. And he got me on a big screen in an auditorium, and I did my presentation with my talk, and it was well done. So I'm very grateful about this award, and you know, I'm a proud Algonquin College alumni. I have a background in computer engineering, technology, computing science, as well as interactive multimedia design, which is a joint program with Carleton University. So I am an Algonquin alumni as well as a Carleton University alumni. We keep on going. Oh, and then of course Quantropy, quantum cybersecurity startup here in Ottawa, and I continue to work with them as an associate creative director. And every year we do a different zodiac, and of course, in 2024 is the year of the dragon. So I create this really awesome piece for them. Let's go continue. Now, the successful B2Ps from Japan led me to do a follow up to return back to Japan this last February of 2024. So, not only did I continue my B2Bs from the delegation, uh, my counterparts, or the business development that I've done during the delegation has evolved so that the Aki-san, he's basically Aki-san is from Global DX, and we really built a great business relationship, and they got me over to do a workshop as part of the Yokohama Future Organization, a digital art workshop to educate and show what you can use for technology to create. And of course, Global DX and Wacom and Toa Row Engineering were sponsors. For those who know Wacom, of course, Wacom, they do the Wacom. They are the ones who do the tablets and like the drawing stylus. So I didn't know that they were from Japan. That was crazy. I thought they were like Taiwanese company, but yeah, they're a Japanese company. Their head office is in Shinjuku. That's crazy. But yeah, so the idea was that we got children to use Wacom tools and tablets to draw their own characters, and then on the spot, we would actually print a pin, an actual physical pin that they can take home with them. And all the drawings, what I would do is I would take all the children's drawings, and then I would amalgamate into a single artwork to show everyone's contribution. and the theme is YOXO Festival Typhoon. YOXO is Yokohama like innovation expo festival, and this sort of concept. We didn't make T-shirts, but this is where we could have gone and taken it. This was just a concept. But here, the show it was a great event, and we got a great team. The Wacom team was very helpful. Toy engineering supplied the big screens, and they had this really cool green screen right here. You see the green screen where they can get a photo taken with their artwork in this sort of like virtual gallery, and the kids love it. It was great. So I want to give kudos to also Toy Engineering for supplying all the equipment. It's quite a technical setup. There's me just showing, using this really cool Cintiq, just like this is the new Cintiq model. I think it's like 17-inch screen. Pretty cool. And of course, some of my friends from Japan came to visit, so it was nice to see them. But yeah, oh yeah, this is the Italian delegation. They came to drop by too. So I've when I was like I said, when I go travel, you never know who you meet, folks. And Global DX also had, because we were part of the creative industries. The Canadian delegation was also under the of the coordination of Global DX. Now that our delegation was done, Global DX was also coordinating the Italian startup delegation, and I just so happened to meet up with them during that time. So we built a great friendship, and they came to stop by at my workshop. So yeah, that was fun, and I can tell you for sure, based on that me returning, it was a great turnout. It was a great experience, and you can be sure I will be back. What else did I do? Well, in preparation before I went to Japan, I made these new artworks. I don't know if many of your listeners know, like I also am a coder. I do generative arts, and I take data and I interpret the data and create things such as this. This is not done in Photoshop, not done in Illustrator. It's all done in code, and I'm using processing, open source processing. The syntax for programming is just like JavaScript or something. It's pretty standard. But you can create some really cool outputs. This information, this data, is actually taken from the Japan Meteorological Agency's website. Is using typhoon best track data of 2023, and I decided to create a new series of these pieces because, one, it's another opportunity to really showcase my abilities to the Japanese market, and two, I need to make some new artwork anyway, because as artists we can't stay stagnant, right? We always have to create new work. So here are some new work I've created. I made a lot of new work last year. Actually, no, this was this year. What we're talking about? Oh my god! And of course, having building a great relationship with the Italian startup delegation that was there, I decided, why not? Let's take some of their raw data and create some artwork as well. So this is, again, this is from Witty. Look at how cool that is. Like, I really love coding and combining art and code. And I just love this. Look at Novak's data. Novak is a company that's involved doing supercapacitors and batteries and stuff like that. Excuse me. And this is the output based on the code data. As you see, data rows. There's 48,435 data rows that generated this piece. Now, originally when they gave me the data set, it was over 100,000. So I had to cut it down like crazy. By even cutting it down, I still have this crazy output. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but look, it's very. You see these little it's kind of like these strokes, you can't see it, but these are all data lines, folks. These are all data lines, and it's so many that it looks like it's just one blob, but it's so cool. So yeah, there's Novak, and of course Brig Sensitive is the other delegation, other Italian startup, And this is really cool. This company is cool because they create these sensors that um, that you install for buildings and structures. And what it does is that it gets telemetry data, XYZ, humidity, strain, all that kind of stuff. Because of course Japan, as you know, is earthquake prone, very earthquake prone. So their data basically over, of course, let's say a span of a month or over a year, is able to extrapolate data and see, okay, how well is the structure holding up? And this is data from, I believe, like 1 year. Is it, or is it 1 month? This could be 1 month data. But look how cool that is, folks. Oh my god, I'm just having fun with this stuff. You bet I'm gonna be doing more of this stuff. Like, I tell you, in Japan, generative art is like, that's where it's at. That's where it's at, folks. Let's continue forward. All right. So, looking back and reflecting the past year, I've had the opportunity to also work on a very important, very dear project for the Canadian Museum of History. And this piece specifically addresses a very embarrassing and very dark time in Canadian history. This mural that's currently being shown at the Canadian Museum of History now addresses the Chinese Exclusion Act of July 1st. That's Canada Day, July 1st, 1923. Not it was a great mural, but more importantly, folks, like, I'm taking a lot of references from the Chinese immigration certificates, a lot of references from my experience when I actually visited the Chinese Canadian Museum over in Vancouver. Here, the person holding the microphone, that's Melissa Lee, who is the CEO of the Chinese Canadian Museum, and the lady on the left of her on the blue chair is Catherine Clement, who is the curator for the paper trail, which is a phenomenal exhibition, very documented and detailed, that details the atrocities and really a sad time about the whole Exclusion Act, the Chinese Exclusion Act. It was so my brother and I, my brother's family, we were there in Vancouver to visit the exhibition. It was phenomenal. So to see them here in Ottawa, and for me to participate in my capacity to contribute to the dialogue, was very special. Was very, very meaningful, and it was quite emotional too. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Many questions, and of course, I made T-shirts, swag for it. I think it's something that people can wear on and really be a form of remembrance. This T-shirt here, Chinese Exclusion Act, July 1st, 1923, like during the Dominion of Canada. Group photo, and yeah. My parents were there. Oh, there's Melissa. It's good to see Melissa. I gotta catch up with her. Gotta go back to Vancouver at some point. I don't know why my site does that. I gotta figure this out. Oh, there's my nephew and nieces. Thanks for coming. And then here's my what would they call this again? This goes like my bio, and also talks about the artwork. But yeah, there he goes. You can see all the stuff at my website. Of course, EEPMON.com. It was a busy, again, it was a busy month of May 2024. Again, like, I did the biggest mural to date, public art mural for the Ottawa Art Gallery. Having done 2 murals for the Jackson Cafe, and to do another mural for the Ottawa Art Gallery for this outside facade for that's right across from the gallery. It's like, what an opportunity. So I'm very grateful, very, very grateful to be able to execute this and have that opportunity. And I'm so glad that the public, like, they really it was a very positive response. Everyone loved it. So it makes me feel like I've done my job to really put something on the map here in my city. But here it is. It's during the construction, the installation, and it's beautiful. Its course is still up, and I know that it already has weathered weathered the weather, and but the idea is that I know it rained, it snowed, the thing's still up. So yeah, so that was great. Chaos Bloom Tidal Wave, part of the Chaos Bloom series, folks. If you're in Ottawa, do drop by and check it out. It doesn't do justice to just see it on the screen, of course. And of course, I this is like massive art. Massive art was responsible. Um, well, there were many people, many organizations involved. Of course, the Ottawa Art Gallery was involved. The city of Ottawa was involved because this is public art, so you have to a lot of making sure that health and safety, all these things, and making sure that everything checks out. Massive Art. It's an agency based in Montreal, and their main thing is, of course, massive art, making big public art murals, installations, etc. And of course, myself. Oh, and of course, Les Suites Hotel, since like their parking garage and their exterior that's theirs. So there are many. This is like this is truly a very interesting collaboration. You know, so many parties involved, and with united by the mission of having an artwork to beautify. Is that even a word? To really like um, beautify the city, embellish the city with great public art. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to work with Massive Art. And finally, to close off the July, well, my basically to close it off before my birthday tomorrow. I kind of like had a bit of a pause there. It's kind of strange. Is that I've recently received the acceptance of the 2024 Banform Arne Bank Johansson Fellowship. For those who are not familiar with the Banform, it's been around. This is going to be I believe their 23rd event, and it is a place where we'll go straight to the art website right now. The Banform. The Banform is a place where leaders from government, academia, all business sectors, like the whole science, technology, engineering, mathematics, STEM, come together to convene. Every year is different. Sometimes it's in Banff. This time it's going to be in Whitehorse, Yukon. It's September 5th to 7th. To talk about relevant issues facing Canada. Open dialogue and sort of like ideation of like potential policies that may be considered or whatnot. So these are really sort of like it's a forum, right? People to come in to really express and talk about what is possible and what is recommended and what are people thinking about how to make a better Canada. And this year the theme is called if I get this right, here we go. The theme is Northern Vision Resilience in a Volatile World. Excuse me. And basically, I'm just going to read it straight off. It's like the 23rd edition of the Banform will take place September 5 to 7th, 2024 in Whitehorse, Yukon. This special event will be an extraordinary meeting point for some of Canada's brightest and most engaged leaders. The full program will be shared this summer, but we are pleased to share that this year's event will examine the current state of Canada's federation, the country's economic outlook, its national housing crisis, the urgent need to guard against a rapidly changing climate, and Canada's place in an increasingly volatile global landscape. So this is going to be quite an interesting forum. Now, the fellowship that I received is part of is to encourage artists to be part of the discussions. A lot of it has something like a lot. Generally, of course, these sort of forums are really business minded, policy minded, industry minded, like very STEM. But they're but we need to have STEAM, like arts, part of the whole narrative, and has always been lacking. Has always been sort of taking the back seat. This fellowship, the Arne Bank Johansson Fellowship, understands this, addresses this, and you have to apply to be of course to get it, which I did because I felt that for me, I do feel that I have the background and acumen, experience, and understanding, and seeing both worlds in both public and private industries, that I could provide some of my input with some real use cases, uh, in ways where arts are integral to be part of this dialogue, you know, be part of the how do I say, um, bridging all sectors together. I think that in order to be a better Canada, or to move the innovation envelope, and address things like the economy, I would like to talk to them about, or at least have a chat about, like, how I believe art is so crucial in really bridging and connecting all sectors together. And art is the innovation ingredient. I really believe that. Anyway, I can go on forever with this topic, but long story short, I have been accepted, and I'm honored and grateful that I'm a recipient of the ABJ Fellowship, which will be an all expense paid for me to be at Whitehorse, Yukon for 2 nights or 3 nights, I believe, or is it December 5th to the 7th, 2 nights, and then really be part of this great forum. So I'm looking very, very forward to it. So yeah, that is like what a year it has been since my future pitch too. Did I talk about future pitch? Oh yeah, this is also part of my Japan trip too. I did a lot of presentations, so this just really talks about my presentations and what I've done, to really, like, continue the B2Bs. So this was a long one. Oh my goodness, we're over 32 minutes. Thank you for staying this long, but this was for me. This is what I do usually. I reflect upon the things that I'm grateful about, the things that you know career wise, you know, personal, professional wise, and yeah, like, but that's it. I don't want any. It's not like I'm gonna have a spectacular birthday party where I'm meeting all my friends. We're going clubbing. I don't do that anymore. um, but it's more like it's like a my time. It's like a me time to just sort of reflect, and that's all you need. That's all you need at the end of the day. You know. Um, for me, it's not a big deal to make it a huge spectacle, because like this too shall pass. Like, really. Anywho, thank you so much. Like and subscribe if you find this is useful. And yeah, I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening, have a great afternoon, and have a great morning wherever you are in the world. This is the Late Night Channel Eves, the day before my birthday. You know what's up? What am I doing my birthday? I'm gonna be sleeping in. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sleep in. I'm just gonna chill. You know what's up. Okay, talk later. Thank you. Bye bye.